back in your life like a man down on his luck, taking some whippets and losing his son on a riverboat gambling trip. This is the Educated Ignorance Podcast on the For Frequency's Sake Podcast Network. Fuck.
Back in your life like depressed Joe Winkle on a Sunday night, like week 1 and week 2 of the NFL season. Had his heart ripped out multiple times throughout the night. Got it put back in stronger than ever. And ripped out again. And he's here to share all the highs and lows with us tonight.
It's such a different feeling than week 1 and week 2. Because that was just like pure vitriol anger. And this is just like, damn.
Just sadness.
Damn, bro. They had him. We'll talk about it. God, they had him by the balls. We'll talk about it. Thank you for hanging out with us. Our sponsors are Dirt, Ryan, Allison Tattoo, and German Remodeling. We really appreciate them for being a part of the. Hold on one second. Sorry. Oh Christ. Sorry. We thank all those who have sponsor us and who support us. We'll be doing these every week throughout the postseason, so don't get fretted. And then, of course, we'll be back in your life for some basketball, all that good stuff. Just because the Bears are done doesn't mean I'm done, of course, as you know. Next week seems to be a pretty good week of football. The first game is going to be brutally hilarious, and then the second game is going to be hopefully incredible. And then the Super Bowl should deliver in some way, shape, or form. Regardless, we're going to talk about all of it. We're going to talk about the games today. We're going to talk about the games yesterday. We're going to talk about what it means, who it means, why it means. Oh, God. Fuck, bro. This is going to be fun. All right. If you're watching, if you enjoy my tears, please like the video. Like and subscribe. All that good stuff. Whatever platform you're on, share. Tell a friend. Hey, come watch this fat dude in orange cry about the Bears. All right. I think I covered everything. Nick, you're the one with no dog in the fight, except for maybe a Colston Loveland bet that I feel like didn't cash. You didn't hit the Puka Nakua over rushing yards bet, nope. I don't think.
He did.
He got 3 yards?
He got a second carry.
Oh, yeah, he did, didn't he? You're right. That is true. Good on you.
But I parlayed it with a touchdown.
Oof. When he got the first carry on that fourth down.
I was going to say he was inside the 5. It was there.
Almost stuffed it. Oh, my God. That place would have melted if Brisker would have held him, which we'll talk about all that. Brisker was so good in this game. The defense was so good in this game. If Brisker would have stuffed him, the place would have melted. But when he did get that first down, I honestly, the first thing I thought of was shit. That was close. And then the second thing I did think of was you. So you're welcome.
I was going to say, he did not get the 3 yards on the first one.
But they did the second drive of OT, right? Or the first drive.
There was
the first drive
somewhere
of OT.
In overtime, I think.
Yeah, they gave him.
He got a few more.
So
it just wasn't meant to be for either of us.
Correct. Rams beat the Bears 20-17 in a true all-time game. It's one, just if you do take a step back and watch, like, it truly was one of probably the best played games this year on a down-to-down basis of guys on both sides just making plays. There's not a whole lot, I think, that you can think of that you'd go back and say, wow, I think this should have been done differently, which the ones that should have been done differently, we will talk about. However, today was a game that showed guys on all sides get paid to play, and it was truly a classic that whichever team lost was going to be heartbroken. Unfortunately, it was the team I cheer for. So we'll talk about why that all happened. We'll talk about all that stuff. So let's get into it. Nick, you're the unbiased observer. Usually you kind of tee up your first thought, and then you kind of ask me, my thoughts on it. So I'll let you kind of lead the way here, and we'll navigate that way.
I'm still a little, I'm not going to say baffled, because I understand it, and you probably will follow where I'm going with this. I throughout the last month and a half of the season, I've not necessarily given you crap, but every time the Bears don't convert a fourth down, I've said something to you. I think every single fourth down in some fashion that hasn't succeeded, I've said some witty comment to you. They're a team that goes for it, goes for it, goes for it, goes for it. Tonight, obviously they didn't kick some field goals. They turned one of those into a touchdown. That's fine. So I preface that to say, with the season on the line and Matt Stafford on the other side, again, I understand with what was all on the line, why going for two at the end was not a gimme, not a done deal. Your defense has actually played pretty darn well, and that's probably you trust the defense to probably make some plays in overtime, which they did. But 3 yards, if you succeed, you're going to the conference championship. So to me, how aggressive they are on fourth downs all the time here the last few weeks. To kick the extra point and go to overtime, I'm not saying it was the right or wrong decision. It was just very intriguing to me.
I'm shocked. Okay.
I thought, this is you're kind of living and dying by the Dan Campbell methods. Your fourth and 3 is almost to go for it and any down and any yard line on the field. So yeah, I don't know if you had any inkling that they were going to go for 2 or not go for 2 and try to get it done in overtime. I just to me, another fourth quarter comeback, another incredible throw from Caleb just to get the touchdown. You have the momentum. You're playing with house money in both of those situations. Let's not forget that the Rams gave you at least a timeout and 40 seconds, if not more, depending on how they how they managed or mismanaged their final possession before the 2-minute warning.
Yeah, the fact that they had a
Regulation.
timeout was insane.
There were several little things that I thought, man, if you're trying to optimize this situation, you missed out, and I kind of want to have that conversation at some point here.
So you want to the which conversation? The 2-point conversion?
So that's a conversation I want to have.
Let's start with that.
Also, how we could have managed, if you're the Rams, that situation better, and not either because I look at it. You probably could have given the Bears the ball with no timeouts and roughly a minute 20 left, perhaps. Now there are some things that we can dive into that, but I'm more intrigued by the 2-point try first.
Yep.
Because I see both sides of it. I just figure a team this aggressive and ballsy on fourth downs, season on the line, chance to win it tonight. Now we're gonna take the point.
So
this is where we draw the line. This is where we're gonna take the point.
That is a great way to start. Let's table how they goofed the end there, the Rams.
Yeah.
Let's table that for the next thing because I can kind of explain how that happened because a few weird circumstances happened the way they did in order for it to happen, and I'll break it down. So
I'll throw this as my last little lead in. If it's 35-34, I think it's a gimme to go for 2. Defense is playing like shit. But 17-16, defense is playing well. I understand that. The extra point, go to overtime. I understand that the way the game unfolded, I can see why they kicked it. But that was the time to kick the extra point. It's just interesting. If they win it overtime, it's a genius decision. If they handle things a little differently, they win the game. It doesn't matter, but curious if you were rooting for a 2-point try at the end or how you thought that may have lined up for the Bears.
I think that kicking was the right thing because that is the perfect situation. Your optimal idea, great point. But it's the perfect situation of why all of those decisions And it kind of leads into the fourth down conversation, which we can have. Let's table the ending too, because I do want to explain how we got to that. But like all of those decisions have to have context. It's like analytics versus manalytics. I do think sometimes those calls can be reckless. However, sometimes they all make sense. Um, because in that situation, they know our defense is playing incredible. I would assume this is the thought process. At, at least this is my thought process if I was there in that spot. The defense is playing great. We'll kick the point after because we've been shit in short yardage situations all game. Not fourth down situations, short yardage. That is where the game, in my opinion, for the Bears got lost tonight. Is that they got their dicks blown off in short yardage situations. Third and ones. They got stuffed on a 4th and 1 earlier in the game or at one point in the game, right? Like those situations, like they're the right call to go. The 4th and 1 that Monungai got blown up on, I think like around the 30-yard line on the touch. I don't remember when it was, but it was early in the game, second or third quarter or second quarter, I think. It was the right call to go for it. It's just the defense is paid to make plays too, But it's dumb. You can easily be like, oh, they should have kicked it or they should have done this, but I thought that decision was the right call to go for. It was the right call to go for the extra point just because of the fact, like, you've been bad in those short yardage situations all game. Let's kick the extra point, go to overtime, and let's just keep playing football.
And I think that makes sense. And I think you let off with it. Defense was playing well.
They played so good. Oh my
Yeah.
god, dude. They played so good. They played incredible. The fourth down. So like, let's talk about the fourth downs. I pretty much was texting you throughout the night when I told you like my thoughts on them because I knew that they would come up in the game and I wanted it to be on record, right? What they probably ended up going for, what, 6, maybe 7?
I think I saw they were 2 for 6 at one point in the game, and that might have been in regulation. I don't know if they went for. I don't think they went for one in overtime. Maybe they
They
did.
did. Caleb sneaked it at like
Oh
their
yeah,
own
yeah,
41
that's right.
because he hit Komet on a third down. He was short, and then Caleb sneaked it on fourth down, which that was totally the right call to go for it. Your offense is on the field, and
Oh
then
yeah.
two plays later he threw the pick. Which we'll talk about. That'll be an interesting discussion. Okay, which not really. I think you agree with me on it too. They were overall 3 for 6. So the first one, let's talk about these. The first fourth down conversion, or the first fourth down of the game, was the interception. That's one that I disagreed with. I thought that here's the thing. It sucks. 2nd and 4, it's a touchdown. Roma Dunze, brother. Like, you have to catch that ball. People are going to blame Caleb and say it was behind him, but you know why you throw the ball behind him a little bit there, Nick? Because if he throws it in front of him, the safety's literally going to murder him. You throw it behind him so he can stop to go up and make the catch, and Rome dropped it. He made a great catch later in the game when Caleb hit him on like a deep corner and he stayed in bounds. It was on the drive. It was on the second to last drive, I think. The drive that they got stuffed on the goal line before they ended up tying it. He made a great catch on the sideline. He also made a great catch on a deep in route. But man, he was great to start the year, and I know he got hurt, but God, you got to catch that. Anywho, the fourth down that he threw the interception on, that was one I would have kicked. Just because early, like last week, I said the fourth downs I was fine with getting because you were proven that you couldn't stop them in the first half, so you had to go bar for bar and try to score touchdowns. You didn't know that yet, so let's kick and get points. They don't kick, Rams go get a touchdown, whatever. The touchdown drive right after, did they go for it on fourth down on that drive? I don't think they did. Yeah, they did. Yeah, so the second drive, they get a touchdown or they get a fourth down and goal and they score the touchdown. I would have went for it there too. And I'm not even playing I even texted you before that. It was because it was the end of the first quarter when the end of the first quarter, and then they came back for the fourth down in the second. I texted you. I said 50-50. You probably have to go for it though, because you're on the goal line. You can't, And here's what I'll say too, and I think you agree with me. Tell me if you agree with me with this. I hope you do, because I think it's the right take. Like, them scoring the touchdown on the second fourth down is why I hate the take the points mantra, because guess what? Them going for fourth down was also taking points because they scored, which we'll talk about the other decisions here. Let's keep going. So they punt their next drive. All right, downs. It's 4th and 1 at the LA 32. I would have went for it too. You're moving the ball well. They got stuffed. Defense makes plays, man. Sometimes that shit happens. Cam Curl made a play. He made a great play all night. I then was proven to be maybe wrong on that, because they kicked a 50-yard field goal on the next drive, because I didn't think at the time they were going to be able to kick. I was like, you can't kick. In this weather, they were able to hit one from 49. Regardless, I still would have went for it on that other one. So that was when they got stuffed on. They got stuffed on, and then I think the other two here. Yeah, the 4th and goal, you obviously had to go for it. The 4th
when they're
and
down 17-10,
10.
right?
Yeah, it's the right read. DJ clears, and Burden comes in behind him. The linebacker makes a good play, and then the 4th down to Komet, he hits it, which is just an insane play.
Crazy.
Just a fucking sick dude. He's so sick. And then the 4th and inches in overtime. So like, that's my thought process. Like, the fourth downs. So some people would be like I saw people. There was obviously, you're going to have your nerds on Twitter to be like, well, they just kicked field goals all game. Well, you know what? If they would have kicked a field goal, you know what would have happened if they would have kicked a field goal on the one they got a touchdown on? They would have lost in regulation. Because they wouldn't.
If you would have, so they went, if I remember right, they went away from 3 field goals and they got 1 touchdown. So they got 7 points instead of 9.
So
am I reading that right?
There's 4. Yeah. So they got 7 points instead. So if they kick 4 field goals and make them all, they got 12. They get 12 points.
Instead, they got 7 or 10.
But they made one of the 4 and they got 7. And then they kicked the field goal later in the game, but that was like 4th and 6. So I'm not even counting that one.
If you know in the first quarter 20 points is going to win this game, you probably kick the field goals. But you also probably figure 30 points is what's going to need. You're going to need 30 to win this game. So, and most of their fourth downs where they didn't get points were in the first half. As the game got later and later, you're like, all right, yeah, field goal is probably going to be okay coming into this situation. So decisions can change based on the way the game's going. But yeah, I did not surprise me one bit that they were foregoing the kicks, but
I feel like
it's always a hindsight thing. Whatever happens.
Exactly. And I feel like it's the perfect example of like players, not plays. Like and players make plays. Like, the defense is paid to make plays too. They're not just 11 tackling dummies. And that was the case tonight in their case, and it was the case tonight on the other side as well. And here's the thing, like, I think the fourth down murmurs won't be loud because they tied it, but if the Rams would have just bled the clock out, it would have been so annoying. Yeah. Everyone would have just been doing you did the fourth downs. Like, shut up. Like,
all was forgiven when they made it to overtime. Give or take.
And I'll still say this. Almost all the decisions I agreed with, but it was not a good Ben Johnson day. Like, even regardless. Like, a lot of those fourth down plays, and I thought the guy, his Montgomery, I don't know his first name, I'm sorry. Shows how much of a fan I am, I guess. But the guy who...
We'll call him David.
There you go. So, Ozzie Trapillo gets hurt on the third to last play the Bears run last week. He gets hurt. The next play he gets hurt. Then they hit the play to Swift, and then they hit the touchdown to DJ. But Trapillo's done. He tears his patellar tendon. He's out, so they have no left tackle. They bump Joe Tooney from left guard to left tackle, and they put Montgomery in it right at left tackle. I thought Montgomery played well. He wasn't the guy that I thought they were going to slide in there, but I thought that he played well. Where it hurt them was in the running game. I thought their running game blocking tonight on the left side of the line was not good. I thought Tooney it's just playing out of position. I thought Montgomery at times, like on the third down, so on the first, okay, so on in the fourth quarter, when they don't get the fourth down, right? On third down, the play where Swift tried to go jump over the guy, they are running power to the right. The left guard block or pulls, and Jared Verse fucking blows him up in the hole. Or it's probably not power, it's probably trap. So Verse blows him up, so Swift has to bounce it, and then he tries to jump over the guy and gets clobbered, and then the fourth down, they don't get it. So, like, those are schematic things that hurt them tonight. And in the short yardage, it killed them. My biggest gripe tonight was with Ben Johnson at times. And listen, it is what it is. It's his second playoff game as a head coach. I know people are going to probably try to draw it up and be like, well, look at what he did last year with the Lions, blah, blah, blah. It's like, well, he had to get creative because Goff sucked ass and their defense gave up 1 billion points. So, like, blow me. But I thought Ben tonight too many times took the ball out of Caleb Williams' hands. And that's a shame. I thought some of those short, for instance, on that drive before they tied it, they went run, 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 and then pass on fourth down. And one of those plays, I want Caleb to make it. I want Caleb to be the deciding factor. And I understand your run game all season has been good. So I get it. I understand the rationale. I thought Caleb tonight was fantastic. I thought he made one bad decision. And mainly it was he mainly got burned on it because the defense tricked him. It was the second interception where the Rams got it at like midfield when he's throwing the corner route to Burden, I think, and Kobe Durant, the DB, that he thinks it's man coverage, but it's cover two. And Loveland doesn't. Instead of running a hook route, he runs an in route, and Durant just bails, and Caleb doesn't see it, and he underthrows it a little bit, and it gets picked. I thought that was the only bad play by Caleb. We'll talk about the third pick in overtime in a minute because, good God, I have takes that people. My friend group chats. It's only one. My friend group chats lighten up about it, but we'll talk about it in a second. What was your overall opinion on Caleb tonight?
I was impressed. He played quarterback at a level that, like, I would love. I would love to get the highs of what Caleb provided tonight. Like you said, not all of the interceptions were on him. Could decisions have been made better and prevented, at least one or two? Sure. But for the most, I mean, he's obvious. He did it again tonight. He's obviously got a clutch factor about him. There's no doubt about that. I don't know what it is about him that he is able to turn it up in the fourth quarter when things are on the line. And you can't really teach that. He's got the highs of his game really good. I mean, they're the highest of highs. And I'm trying to think. What was Josh Allen, the highest of highs, the depths of hell for lows. We may not be quite that top to bottom, but it comes to mind. I would love to have his highs. And I think the lows you can improve upon. He's a second year quarterback. That kind of shit's expected when you're in your second year. I mean, how many legends of the game were playing in NFC, AFC championship games in their second year, playing at an elite level without the downsides. I mean, I guess you could say Drake May, but he has not impressed in the first 2 playoff games. He's had a full cast around him to help or, the quarterback on the other team. Um, Whereas Caleb, we've seen it so many times. If he doesn't make play A, play B, play C when he needs to, they don't win the game. Or have a chance to win the game. Like if he takes a sack instead of throwing it on a hope and a prayer to commit, and I don't understand how they didn't keep him covered better. I thought, oh yeah,
You
this has to be offensive pass interference, but I watched it. I'm like, no,
yes.
that's no, that was pretty darn clean. If you look,
Thank
if you
you.
ask me,
Thank you. Tip of the cap, because I saw people bitching for OPI. I'm like, no. The DB
I have
fucking
seen
tried
way
to.
less,
Yeah, it
way
wasn't OPI.
more not called.
You know what that was? Fucking hit the weight room, dog. Hit the weight room.
Yeah, that was hand fighting. That I mean, I didn't see anything that I was like, oh boy, that shouldn't have happened. So yeah, to say that the Bears are ahead of schedule is, I think, about as much as I have to say. I don't think you or really any Bear fan expected to have a legitimate shot at an NFC Championship game going into this year. And now that you're here, you're like, well, shit, we legit had a chance and we didn't get it done. But yeah, it's the interception at the end. DJ Moore not knowing where the ball's at, not realizing it's getting thrown to him, giving up on the play, whatever. But I do have to pin some blame on Caleb for that. You got to know the situation. You said 2nd down and 8, and you're maybe 10 yards away from field goal range. I don't know exactly.
You're 20 yards away from about a 48-yarder.
Okay.
Which is what they hit earlier.
That interception was thrown on maybe a 25-yard pass, give or take, would you say?
Yeah. So what so
I would just say that in that situation, you gotta know what you need and what you can't afford. And what you can't afford is to throw a ball that has to be 100% on the money for this to work. Like if it's, I just, even if DJ knew what he was doing and was going to where he needed to go, I don't think that's a wide open ball that's 100% not tipped, not intercepted, not dropped, whatever. Obviously, if it's dropped, it's fine. You get 3rd down. I think it's. I don't take that big of a risk knowing that we just need a field goal and it's not even 3rd down. If it was 3rd down and 8, I could understand it a little more. But 2nd down and 8, live to see another down rather than putting it into a spot where your guy may not be the best guy or the closest guy there. But nonetheless, overall, I have been really impressed watching Caleb. I don't know what it is about his game, but when he rolls out and he's continuing to look down the field as he gets close to the sideline, honestly, I look at him, Mahomes, and Josh Allen, the 3 guys that are best at extending plays by rolling out of the pocket, keeping their eyes down the field. And I haven't seen the underhand little shovel pass from Caleb Williams too much yet, like we see all the time from Mahomes, or even Josh Allen had one of those yesterday. But he extends plays, and he's fucking Houdini sometimes.
Yeah.
And as somebody who has watched arguably the least clutch quarterback in the last 5 years in the NFL on my team, I'm jealous when I see him make plays where I'm like, there's a darn good chance there's going to be a rabbit in the bottom of this fucking hat that's empty.
It's why
that's watching Caleb Williams play football. So yes, sucks for you, sucks for the Bears, but like it feels like they've got something that they can go into next year, improve on some things, and maybe be right back. I would certainly feel better about being a Bears fan right now than at any other point in the last 20 years. Like even when
any point we've done this show together.
Yeah, anytime since maybe the 80s. Because even when They made it to a Super Bowl. Was anybody excited about Rex Grossman at the time?
No,
When they made
different
it to
league, but
conference
no.
championships with Jay Cutler. I mean, sure, Jay Cutler was probably the best quarterback that the
They ever had
Bears can
until now.
probably say, yeah, that he's the best quarterback they've had since they won a Super Bowl in the mid 80s. But was that, did they legitimately think that would last forever? Because I mean,
Right.
he gave you some highs, but he gave you some lows too. And I don't know, maybe Caleb's just the next generation of that for Bears fans. That he'll give them a little hope, but won't deliver. But no, I feel like Bears fans, while sad tonight, I think they've got a lot to be excited about going forward. But they don't need my words of solace for their tears tonight.
So let's talk about the drive that ended the game. Dude, that drive was going to be that was the drive that was going to make every dumbass who made fun of this dude the last 2 years eat so much shit, bro. It was such dude, he literally from the fourth down from the like here's the thing. So people bitch and moan about his completion percentage, which is mind-boggling to me because no one in the league pushes the ball down the field more than this guy. Like, hey, do you want to know what the other quarterback I cheer, which they're dead, they're emotionally dead to me, but the quarterback you cheer for, do you want to know what his completion percentage is? Pretty good. Do you also want to know why? It's because he throws the ball behind the line of scrimmage for 60 minutes. Like, dude, last week against the Packers, Caleb had like the highest charted yards per attempt, like ball in the air traveling ever. Like it's silly. Like but that 10-play drive, that in overtime, man. Like and sorry to go back. There's a lot of oh god, fuck. He had
Some
six,
shoulda, coulda, wouldas.
he had six, so he finished the night 23 of 42. They had there were 6 drops, like bad ones, like really bad drops. Like I'm sitting here on the last drive, I'm just screaming like anybody make a fucking play for the like Loveland last week was a god, but today he was not good at all, and he still led the team in yards receiving. Luther Burden tonight was not good. DJ Moore, we're about to talk about it. Rome, Jesus, bro, like what the hell? Dropped a touchdown on the first drive, fourth play of the or one, two, third play of the game. Rome drops a touchdown. You know how nuts that place is going? If the first 3 plays of the game are the hit to DJ, the run for Swift where he runs over the linebacker, and then Caleb hits the backside post for a touchdown to Rome, that place is burning to the ground. The drive, dude, in overtime, it's Caleb a pass for first down, then a run which goes backwards 3 yards, then a Caleb pass for 9 yards, and then Caleb scrambling like crazy to pick up a first down. Then a 6-yard pass, then a run which goes backwards, then a pass which is short of the yard to gain because Komet doesn't run to the sticks. And then on third down, he sneaks it and picks it up. Like this drive was going to be legitimately legendary if they win the game on that drive. And then I'm literally sick to my stomach that this is how it ends because I've talked about all the time about this dude, and I loved when they got him in the trade. Like DJ Moore is a good player, but and I really thought like this. He still dogs it at times, but man, like, and what the touchdown catch against Green Bay, what he did last week was amazing. But dude, this the interceptions on him. They're running so it's a 3-by-1, 3 receiver set to or 2 receiver, 3-by-1. The back stays in a block he's the 3 on the left. He stays in a block. DJ's the outside receiver. Rome is the inside receiver. Rome runs the clear. It's called dagger. He runs the clear, and then DJ comes in with a deep over or a dig route behind it. Caleb is throwing the ball to a landmark because it's in zone. The Rams were sitting in too high zone like the entire second half. Caleb's throwing the ball to a landmark because he's trying to throw the ball in front of the safety. DJ on the end break starts fucking jogging. So when Caleb's throwing the ball to a landmark, instead of DJ running in front of the safety, where either it's a collision or it's a catch or it's incomplete or whatever, if DJ's running, it's not an interception, like barring some like just insane ass play. But once the ball gets let go and DJ is 2 steps behind where he needs to be, Curl breaks on it like crazy because, again, defensive players get paid too, people. He's awesome. He's a really good player. He breaks on it and makes a diving play. Like, that's what has me sick, is that that was. And, like, immediately you heard Collinsworth say, like, I have no, like, what is DJ Moore doing? Immediately, he was like, what is DJ Moore doing? And I'm like, I couldn't believe it. I really couldn't believe it. Like, if they scored, dude, if they would have scored everything that, oh God, it would have shoved it up so many people's ass. All the shit about Caleb. And now everyone's going to have their hot take shows tomorrow. Caleb Williams didn't step up. Like, shut up, dude. He literally put the fucking team on his back to tie the game on the overtime drive.
He
They couldn't
was
run the ball
definitely
well at times tonight. They had some good chunk runs, but too many times tonight they couldn't run. And fuck, that's what has me gutted the most, is like, that's how it ended.
yeah. And honestly, if I remember right, Bears got the ball second in overtime, right?
Yes, they won the toss and kicked, which
That's
is what
right. Yeah.
smart teams do now.
Yeah. Honestly, I don't even like if the Bears had the ball first and that happens on their first drive of overtime, I think it hurts less because they only needed, 15 yards for a field goal. Whereas if they had the ball first and they were gunning for the end zone on that drive, I think I would be more inclined to be like, all right, he was trying to make plays. I get it. But yeah, to just need field goal range, and that's all you need to win. I think. Well, maybe I said that backwards. I think I would be more gutted with how it ended today than I would have been less gutted if he threw that same interception on the first drive in overtime. If the coin toss was different, if that makes sense.
Yeah, like,
To me, anyway.
It hurts more because it's like, damn, if they would have, like, it's like why are we taking a shot?
Yeah.
Which I get it. It's not a
Throwing.
bad play call. It's
Yeah.
a good play call against that defense. They're playing cover 2. They're playing too high. They're playing at what they drop. They're basically playing like cover 4. It's a good play call against that defense, man. And he can't deliver it because they got the second level sinking. So he's got to put it in between them, and DJ just fucking lollygags the route, and it ends their season. And defensively, the only thing all night, shout out to Ray, he hates Dennis Allen, but I thought Dennis Allen called an incredible game.
Really did.
And except for the 3rd and 6 on the, like, right around midfield, where they hit Puka and then he got like 10 more yards. That was really the only play that I was like, God damn it, Dennis. But he was blitzing all night. Like, he was blitzing all game, and it worked. Like, he said, I'm going to fucking fire every bullet I have. And he called a perfect game. And Kyler Gordon was incredible. Kyler Gordon showed when he's healthy, he's legitimately one of the best nickel corners in the league. And Brisker tonight was fantastic. But they need a game. The changes I would make defensively would be, they need a game change. They need a game wrecker up front on defense. Their defensive line's not good, and maybe I'll upgrade at linebacker somewhere. But outside of that, No, they're really good, man. And I want to go back to this. So like people are going to call me a homer because like last year when we were doing this when the Commanders lost, I said there's no guarantee they'll get back here. And people are going to be like, "Well, they won a bunch of games late and the Bears won a bunch of games late." It was like, "Yeah, well, the Commanders did a bunch of that shit with like literal last play of the game wins. They won like 6 games literally on the last play of the game. And they had they literally had the oldest roster in the league. Like comparing the Bears and the Commanders is stupid. The only thing you can compare is that the quarterbacks are the same draft class. And I think the Bears are better coached. I think the Bears have a better roster. I hate the "will be back" crowd because like I don't like thinking of that. There's windows are never guaranteed in this league, but I do know this. I'm going to go to bed tonight feeling good because I know that the quarterback of the team that I cheer for is one of the best players alive. Like I don't care if people would disagree with me. They're wrong, but he is. I know that for a fact. And get him while you can now, man, because he's going to be around for a long fucking time. He's one of the best players in the league. One of the best quarterbacks in the league, best players. What he did, like what he's done all season, what he's done, what he was able to do tonight to give them shots, and I know he had the turnovers, but fuck. Be all right. Eventually. We'll see. But I'll go to like I said, I'll be solace knowing that that's the guy I get to cheer for the rest of as long as the my Bears fandom. He's the best athlete he's the best athlete I've ever cheered for. That's for sure.
For how close they got to actually pulling it off and winning today, like those are the ones that sting the most. Whereas like 49er fans are like, man, we got fucking shit faced in the first quarter. I was checked out. Like 49er fans today aren't really feeling
No.
major devastation. Like, yeah, we were due. We're super injured,
Yeah,
and
you can't have that many guys get hurt and be
yeah.
like keep surviving.
Eventually, we're a JV team at some point, and it just happened at a very terrible time. And yeah, not surprised that that one kind of got out of hand quickly. Looking at it after the fact, but TBD on that. We'll get there eventually. But yeah, I certainly feel for Bears fans, and for the Rams,
Yeah, do we
they
actually talk about the Rams now?
I suppose.
Found a way. It wasn't even like the Bears. The Bears had more yards and more yards and more first downs by like one. But like I don't think the Bears made the Rams play their game to a degree, but it was just a well played game, man. It was just a fucking incredible game.
Yeah. I would
Like
argue
tonight,
the way the teams played, the Bears played a better game, and ultimately turnovers and missed opportunities, there were enough of them to kind of to flip the game.
Bears dropped like 2 picks. Stafford fumbled twice and recovered them both.
If both teams were optimum, no turnovers, converting, Bears could won that by 2 or 3 scores, it felt like. Or at
Maybe.
least 1 to 2.
Yeah, maybe.
Rams just they I didn't feel like they had the backbreaking mistakes at bad times
No.
to cost them a few.
No. And Stafford played well.
Well enough. Well, he's
McDated.
under
It's
50% again, or at least
it's
at one point late he was under 50%.
completion percentage.
Yeah.
Well,
I
again,
thought
it's a kind of again, it's you're pushing the ball downfield.
yeah.
Now, I will say this: that was the most erratic I've seen Stafford in a long time. Like the Bears were getting to him, and he was missing. Like that's the thing that makes it like Stafford was erratic as shit at times. It's a missed opportunity, man. It really is. It is a
Yeah.
real missed opportunity by the Bears. And listen, you can't. You can never get I can't sit here and be like, well, I have confidence in my mind. I have confidence the Bears will be back. I have confidence the Bears very sooner than later are going to win a title because the dude they have at quarterback. They have one of those fucking guys. But you'd also know who else does? The Bills. And they continuously find ways to step on their own dick. We're about to talk about it. But here's the thing. I know that the team I cheer for is going to be in the mix forever. Because our coach is awesome. He rough day today, but our coach is awesome. And the quarterback is fucking awesome. Beyond awesome. So I know the team I cheer for is going to have a shot. They're going to be in the mix. I can also say that while also saying this. Today sucks because it's a fucking it's an insanely missed opportunity. I would have come on here saying, like, I don't like the matchup with Seattle. I felt like that's the one team that really could have made us look bad because of how well they're playing and their defense is good and you have to go on the road and that's just tough. Um However, I would have gone in there feeling good about our shot because maybe Darnold throws us the ball a few times, you know? With this quarterback, I'll give us a chance against anybody. I would have taken it. But so like we would have had a shot. So it's a missed opportunity. But I'm glad that I get to cheer for that dude and that team. Like it's a complete it's like not a 360, it's like a 1800. It's that many revolutions, like how far removed we are from last year where I hated the sport. And tonight I hate it for a different reason because fuck. Ugh, for a different but a good reason. It'll be okay. Um the Rams, I'm extremely excited for that game next week. It's going to take
They've given us at least 1.5 barn burners this year.
They gave us 2 barn burners for completely different reasons. Barns were burned in both situations. It's going to be epic cinema. Easily the 2 best teams all year, and they're going to play for the NFC title.
It's going to be a fun one.
Yeah. Last thing, I today would hope it won't because they lost, so people will still say they were fraudulent. Today, playing that way against the Rams, going haymaker for 3.5 hours with them should show everybody that this team wasn't just some fluky team that rode by the skin of their ass off some wild shit, which they did. They had some crazy shit happen, but this team was legit as fuck, and they're just inches short today. That's the game, man. That's the game.
That's football.
That is football. All right, Bills Broncos. I don't want to talk about the DPI calls. Well, just okay. Let's talk about them in short because I'm gonna the points.
I wouldn't have officiated any of them differently than they played out.
You thought they were the right. You thought both DPIs were correct.
To me, the one because one was flagged and one was not correct.
No, it's the two. It's the two. I'm talking about the two on the one that they thought should have been on Denver, like in regulation, in the corner of the end zone to Cooks. That wasn't DPI.
Okay, yeah, that one for
Josh
sure.
Allen sailed him.
Okay.
The two they called on Buffalo on the last drive.
Okay. I don't remember two. So whichever one I remember, then
the last one. There's two of them. There's one.
Yeah, I guess
was egregious. The first one was egregious. The second one was the right call. Trey White grabbed the shit out of him.
So I'm trying to think. Yeah, I'm pretty sure the ones I remember seeing I would have officiated the same way. Is that what you're saying? Or are you saying one of them was completely wrong?
I think the first one, which got the Broncos past midfield, was the wrong call. The one though that got them inside the 10 was the
Yes.
right call.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I don't remember the one vividly, the first one, but I do vividly remember. To me, the second one looked like in the college game when you're about to get burned for a touchdown, you tackle the guy and take the 15-yard
It was
penalty.
only 15.
That looked like that. It almost looked that egregious to me for that one.
The
I guess
first one was bad.
I am not remembering how the first one shook out. I was playing poker with some friends, so we were kind of watching on and off.
The first one was bad. The second one was not. Let's rewind though. So I don't even want to talk about like the DPIs. Those are what they are. 50-50. They got one wrong in my opinion, they got one right in my opinion. The game swings on about 4 plays. Hilariously, not the 4 Josh Allen turnovers. However, boy oh boy, we're going to talk about them because good golly, Miss Molly, this no fucking. People are gonna watch this and be like, "Well, you just made excuses for Caleb's turnovers." Yeah, well, Caleb ain't making the lollygagging turnovers that Josh Allen made yesterday.
My God, if you count up all the quarterback turnovers this weekend,
or 17,
Jesus Christ,
17 of them. I think C.J. Stroud just threw another pick. I just got word confirmation.
got on the wrong bus. He was intercepted.
Bingo. The catch, not catch, or the catch that turned into an interception. That McMillan picked. That Allen throws the deep ball on third down to Cooks. What's your opinion?
So I look at it this way.
Okay.
If instead of being picked up by the defender, if Brandon Cooks is all by himself and he holds on to the ball as long as he did and it falls onto the ground, they call it incomplete.
Correct.
It never hits the ground and it ends up in a defender's hands. So to me, that's interception. I didn't feel like he had the ball long enough to say that he was down with possession. But if I remember right, they didn't even get a New York review or anything, and that's bullshit. You should have that a play that big, you have to stop the game, look at it, and even if you say it stands, whatever. But you got to look at it, and I don't think they did if I'm remembering it right.
Say that one more time.
They
Sorry.
didn't take a second look at it, right? They just
No, they did
there was
like
no
an expedited
review. There
They
was
did like
no
an
nothing.
expedited one, fast as hell, and said, "Nope, that's a pick."
Yeah, to me, I saw interception for as quick as it was in and out of his hands, and like I said, if it's in and out of his hands that quickly and he's laying on the ground and the ball hits the ground, I don't think anybody says, "Yeah, that was a catch." I think they say that's going to be incomplete. I didn't see enough there to say catch for the receiver, he's down and intercepted. But I think it deserved a much closer, longer look in real time. What say you? Are you in it? It sounds like you may disagree.
I'm half and half on it.
So are they.
Bingo. Good one. This is what I keep you around for. I think that you easily can say, never in that situation have we seen that be not a catch. Usually we see that be a catch. That's why at the time I'm like, I don't know how that's a pick. If you get certain angles, there's like a Zapruder-esque footage angle from like behind. There were no, behind and to the left, grassy knoll reference. Thought that would pop you more than it did. You don't like presidential assassination jokes?
Wait, did you just make one that I missed?
Yeah, I said there was I said there was a couple angles, and then I said there was a third like Zapruder film-esque angle that was a little behind and to the left.
Oh, okay.
Grassy
Yeah,
knoll
I
reference. You were
completely
checked out.
missed that.
You were checked out. It's okay.
I missed that.
You've ever heard of the Zapruder footage or
No,
Zapruder film? The
no.
Zapruder film is like
Is that
the
like JFK?
Yes, yeah. It's
Okay.
it's JFK stuff. The Zapruder film is like the film of like him. Everyone says you can see a shooter on the Zapruder footage. I've watched it like half once, but it's JFK related.
Okay.
Those are the jokes that we have on this show, folks. Hope you like
There
them.
you go.
So like there's a certain angle where you're like, oh, okay, I can kind of see how this isn't a grab and it's a pick. I've also just been like, I've watched football. I'm 30, it's 20. I'm 30 and a half years old. I've watched football for like 24, 25 years, 24 years. And every time that play has happened, it's usually been a catch. So that's where I then turn and go, I don't know about that one. You know what I'm saying? You know? So I'm very mixed emotions on that. Like here's where I ultimately turn and say, that sucks. I understand being pissed. Here's where I turn right around and say, you lost it this way. The Josh Allen turnovers in this game were comedically hilariously bad. Redundancy king, me.
Josh Allen.
Dude, the one before the half, giving them 3 free points. What the fuck? You know what I'm talking about, right? It's the end of the first half. He's like spreading out. He's like running. He's got the ball all tucked up, and like he comes
And
and
it's
gets
kind of
hit, and the
behind
ball
him, isn't
fucking
it?
and then he gets hit, and the ball fucking flies backwards.
Yeah.
They recover that, and they get, if it's 20-17, they recover that and get 3 points to end the half. You think those mattered? I don't know, maybe a little bit. The interception he has on the drive in the third quarter, he's laid over the middle of the field. When you're laid over the middle of the field, bad things happen. That's what happened. Good play by the defender, but you're laid over the middle of the field. Shit happens, bro. And then on the final drive, he gets him down there. Yes, the hitch and pitch play was a ball and ass play call by Joe Brady. Usually I'm out here ripping Joe Brady because I think he's insanely overrated. But that's the Bills offensive coordinator for those that are new to this. But he made a great play call, the little hitch and pitch. It got him across midfield, got him in range. And then he actually draws up another good play call on the third down, I believe, or the second down, or whatever it is. Might have been the third down. They do a perfect play call to draw safety up. He has Dawson Knox naked open over the middle of the field, and he fucking sails it.
I remember that one.
I don't want any people, again, people are going to rewind and be like, dude, dickhead, you made excuses for Caleb. He's in year 2. He's in his second playoff game. This motherfucker, Josh Allen, has been crowned the best player alive for half a decade with nothing to show for it. Nick, do you want to hear the greatest fucking tweet that I saw today?
I do.
Bro, I love this fucking, I love the NFL. I love Twitter. I love the NFL more. Bro, someone tweeted, and I hope they're kidding. They tweeted out, what a dynasty the 2020 Bills have been. Over the last 6 years, the Buffalo Bills have, these are true stats, scored the most points, allowed the fewest points, have the best record, have a point differential of 902. No other team is plus 600. Guess what? Hang the fucking banner, bro. Congratulations. I lied. Remember last week how I said we're going to hand out banners for the Packers because of all the hypothetical wins that they got? Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have another banner to hang up. The hypothetical champion of the AFC of, look at all of these things we did with 0 championships to show for them, the Buffalo Bills. On today's episode of If Not Now Then When, holy Jesus effing Christ, the Buffalo Bills, dog. It was never going to be more lined up for you than this, and they still couldn't do it. Am I wrong? Am I being unfair? If I'm being unfair, you have every right, my friend, to tell me that I'm being unfair. Please do.
Nope, I think you're good.
Just insanity. The other banner that we are officially hanging this weekend is Chiefs fans getting to all say the banner said they're hanging the banner saying the 2026 playoffs would have been better with us in it
Oh
because
God.
they're all the new Chiefs thing is like, oh, the playoffs aren't as fun without the Chiefs or Mahomes in it, are they?
Now they can fuck right off.
DJ DJ's going to hear that, and we had a small little banter session about that earlier today, which was pretty funny. He also texted me that right after right after I saw Nick Wright tweet about how the Chiefs, the quarterback play was bad this weekend up till that last game, and he was like, "Oh well, Mahomes not being in it." It's like, hang the banner, bro. Congrats. So yeah, that was funny. Um, yeah, dude, the Bills. Good lord. Like, you can't sit here and tell me all the million things that you got screwed on when you pissed down your leg a million times. And listen, the Broncos made a bunch of plays. The which we're about to talk about. I mean, dude, feel sick for the Bear. Like, feel sick for me. I feel sick. And like a friend of mine, shout out to DJ. He feels sick for me, and he feels sick for another person, a guy I know that he did shows with us this year, Mason. I feel gutted for him, bro, because I know that I've come on here and ragged on the Broncos a lot at times this year, but at the end of the day, like, they won that game, and Bo Nix made some fucking baller ass throws when he needed to, and they're gonna have a home game in the AFC title game, and fucking Nix broke his fucking ankle like 3 plays left in overtime, man. That's just not fair.
Yeah,
That's
that
just not
sucked
fucking fair, man. Like, that really sucks.
big time. Yeah, I can't even imagine the joy of your team just winning a playoff game to get to the conference championship in overtime. That was overtime, right? Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, he got
Yeah,
hurt on this. I thought he got hurt on the kneel down, but I went back and watched. He got hurt on the sweep.
yeah.
So
I haven't even gone back to look at the play yet.
so the final four plays of the game are after they get the DPI that sets them up at like the plus 40-ish, and then the next few plays are sweep that loses 2 yards, the DPI to get him inside the 10, the kneel down to center it, and the field goal.
Hmm,
He broke his ankle on the sweep. He's
yikes.
rolling to his left, and it's not even he gets tackled, and his right foot like plants very weird, and you can kind of see it. Like, it sounds like it's like a small bone break or fracture.
Hmm,
So that's how he was able to kind of like walk around a bit and still have 2 plays or whatever.
yeah.
But you can tell on the kneel down. I thought it was the kneel down because of how he reacted on the kneel down, but seeing the angle I saw on the sweep play made me realize it was the sweep, and that he's probably going down awkwardly like that on the kneel down because his fucking ankle's broken.
Hmm. Yeah, I'll have to go back and watch that. I haven't done that yet.
Yeah, it's a shame. I'm gonna see
Dang.
if I can. I'm gonna see if I can find it real quick. A doctor posted it. One of those doctor Twitter accounts.
Hmm.
He posted it and showed like you could tell like, oh, that's definite. It's just one of those like his foot lands in a wrong spot type situations.
Hmm.
Here you go.
That's tough.
Otherwise, though, like, it sucks because too. I just sent it to you because it's like, man, they played really good. Buffalo had him in spots. Bo made some big ass plays. Buffalo got a good game from James Cook.
So which leg is it?
It's his right. You'll see
Is it
like
on,
on
is it on that pivot?
it's like, yeah. So yeah, it's like when he plants
Ooh.
it the first time you see it. And then he doesn't land good on the second. When he lands the second time either, it doesn't do well. But I think it breaks on the first one. Like when he plants it the first time.
Dang.
Yeah.
And that was, if I remember right, was that a decent run too, like for a first down?
It was first and 10 after the DPI. He lost 2 yards.
Oh, so he lost 2 yards on this play?
Yes.
Oh, that sucks. Damn.
He got
That's
a big
tough.
hookup because they pick up like they get to the plus 36 on the penalty, which is the one penalty I didn't agree with. I thought that was the bad call. He loses 2 yards, then they get 30 yards on the penalty on the other DPI, which was the right call. Trey White sexually assaulted him. And then threw a bitch fit and then threw a hissy fit about it.
Okay. Yeah,
it's unfortunate.
That's a bummer.
However, talk about the next game. I'm going to sound like a hater, but I promise I'm not. The Patriots haven't done anything in 2 playoff games to make me think they're just going to go into Denver and waltz.
Jarrett Stidham played for New England, right?
That he did.
Okay.
Do we have another Nick Foles moment?
Wouldn't that be something?
Hey,
if there's an opening.
Hey, the Patriots in an important game against a backup quarterback. What could go wrong?
You know what? Sean Payton needs to draw up the Philly special this week.
Just 50 times. That would be.
Let's see. Cortland Sutton, have him throw it. Or I guess who's their tight end?
It'd be their backup tight end. Because that's technically what Trey Burton was their backup tight end. Their backup tight end is.
I don't even know if I could tell you their starting tight end.
I couldn't. Well, their starting tight end was Evan Ingram. He's still their starting tight end.
Oh.
Adam Troutman.
Oh, okay, Troutman. All right, if you see Troutman sneaking into the backfield,
he's going to get a reverse. He's going to be the one. Bro, the Texans, I can't fathom, man. If CJ Stroud played just normal football today, the Texans win that game. Am I crazy? I'm right? And I know technically
you'd think so.
I know technically New England only scored 1 touchdown off of that turnover. The pick 6 is the only points they scored off of the turnovers. But dude, the turnovers are in such insane spot. Also, and listen, here's how crazy the turnover swings were in this game because there were 8 of them. However, it could have been 10. It should have been 10 of them because
there were a bunch that May recovered or the Patriots recovered.
It's 7-3. The next drive, May gets stripped they're at their own 22. May gets stripped by Danielle Hunter. The ball is rolling around inside the 5. They don't fall on it.
Yeah.
They punt it back. Next drive for the They punt it next drive for the Texans. Stroud throws a lofter that gets picked. That was his first interception. Then after that, the Patriots do fumble it and the Texans go score. So that's one massive swing. The Texans then have the pick 6, which is a play like it's a screw up by the tight end because he trips. He can't dodge the tackle on the sniffer route. Like he's the sniffer. He's coming from the backside to come block the end. That's called the sniffer. And he trips over the offensive tackle, gets walked back a bit, yes, but you got to avoid that. He doesn't. He trips, and the guy he's supposed to block just comes untouched, and Stroud just throws a fucking trick shot, 500 dead or alive ball that gets pick 6. That's a swing. And then, dude, it's 21-10 with however much time left in the first half. 36 seconds left. The ball is at the Houston 45. Dude, May drops back to pass. He gets stripped by Will Anderson. If they fall on that and go get a cheap field goal, it's a dude. Imagine if they go into the half down 21-13. Then you come back and it's 21-16 and then 21-9. It's just like the game, dude, I feel like is just so much different. If they did get turnovers, but think of those two big ones that the Patriots got back that were massive. The fumble inside their own 5, the fumble that was at their 20 and it kicked back to like their own 5, and then the one right before the half. And I know technically May throws a Hail Mary that gets picked at the end of the half, but imagine if at the end of the half they get that swing to make and then kick a Fairbairn can kick 50+ yarders. You get 10 yards, you get a 50-yarder. It's 21-13 at half. Like, it's just the turnover, puck luck, and then the Patriots last week too had a bajillion fumbles that they recovered. So are the Patriots are kind of riding an insane. It's weird. They technically had the easiest schedule in 2.5 decades, like this century. And then their first 2 games are Herbert without an offensive line who's playing brain dead.
It didn't get harder.
And CJ Stroud, who literally turned into like a dead grandmother, could have done better than him today. And all in the process, while in both of these games, Drake May has had like 8 total fumbles and they've recovered like 6 of them, maybe 5 or 6 of them. I'm not saying they're lucky. I'm just saying the Patriots might be a team of destiny. Like y'all thought the Bears were the team of destiny. We just played high variance football, took forced interceptions, and had a couple late game comebacks. The Patriots had the fucking easiest schedule ever. They're literally getting every bounce. They truly are demonic. Like, the demonic rituals did not stop when Brady and Belichick left the building, bro.
Maybe they've got some reverse electromagnetic things going on up there.
I think that's it. It's the EMPs. Oh, it's the EMP. Yeah. Dude, the Texans maybe should have won today. Like, I'm being 100% serious. You cannot.
They went home thinking, oh boy, we didn't do very well there. We could have made that happen.
The Texans have literally one of the best defenses I've ever seen in my life. Legitimately. No hyperbole. And they are going home in the second round because their quarterback was monstrously inept.
Yeah.
You cannot go into next season giving him an extension. You can pick up his 5th-year option if you want, but you cannot go into next season giving him an extension.
It would be one thing if he had a great regular season and had 2 bad games in the playoffs.
No, he's been dog shit for 2 years now.
I was going to say, his rookie year, he was fantastic. He's just continued to regress.
I thought he was one of the.
That's not good.
I thought he was one of. Remember, you know how like we were searching for the 5th best quarterback? We always kept saying like we know the 4 are Patrick, Burrow, Josh, and Lamar.
He's
and we were like,
quite
CJ's
a bit
the 5th.
then.
We thought CJ was the 5th.
He was up there. Not anymore.
Like, stop me when I say a quarterback that you would take over CJ, or stop me when I say a quarterback's name that you would take, or that you would take CJ Stroud over. Are you ready? Drake May, Josh Allen. I'm not going to name anybody on Pittsburgh because I don't know who their quarterback's going to be next year. Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow, Trevor Lawrence, Bo Nix. I'm being serious. Justin Herbert. I know the playoff game was horrendous, but let's be real. Mahomes, obviously. I'm going to table Jalen Hurts because I really have no idea. Dak Prescott, Jaden Daniels. I would Caleb Williams, Jordan Love, Jared Goff, Baker Mayfield. Honest question, Tyler Shuck. Do the Texans win the game today with Tyler Shuck? People are asking. And by people, I mean me. And now, Nick, so are you. And then Darnold, at least And then the 3 playoff teams in the NFC West, you would take him over. You would take over Stroud, Darnold, uh, Stafford, and Purdy. He's regressed like crazy. It's insane.
Yeah.
Crazy question.
Ugh.
Did the Panthers make the right decision drafting Bryce Young instead of CJ Stroud? What a year for the Panthers. Both teams won the Caleb trade, and the Panthers made the right decision in the draft, taking Bryce over CJ.
We've come along because we've
Look how
come a
far
long
we've
way
come.
since we've come a long way where you might take CJ third out of that group.
Oh yeah, behind who was the third? Who was the next?
Or CJ was a year. What was the deal?
Because it went
Okay, I was
Bryce
thinking.
Young, then
I was
CJ.
thinking all three were in the same class. Are they not?
Who,
Was CJ
Caleb?
or was
No,
Williams
Caleb's
1
the
year
other.
later?
No, Caleb's in the class with Drake May and Jaden Daniels and
Yeah,
Bo
yeah.
Nix.
Okay, I was getting them mixed up.
And 9.
Okay.
Shout out 9.
Yeah, he's gonna have to do some soul searching in the offseason, whatever that may look like.
Do the Texans win today with JJ McCarthy? Jordan Rangel? Maybe. It might have. You never know.
Or whatever he looks like. Oh, yeah. That was we saw a lot of poor quarterback play this weekend. Did not have that on my bingo card.
I thought we saw.
Poor.
I think
To
it was
turn the ball over that much.
Yeah, I think it was I think it was a combination of. It was a combination of there were some shitty quarterbacks, but it was also a perfect combination of dude, the other team is the defenses get paid to play. It's like Drake May is fumbling the ball. He is a little loose with it in the pocket. However, his offensive line was getting their ass beat because, I don't know, the Houston Texans defense has all pros everywhere. Literally everywhere.
They sure do.
Literally everywhere. Patriots, man. They're sick. They're fucking 60 minutes away from the Super Bowl. Good for them. Seahawks looked like a wagon.
I just can't imagine looking at the final score and knowing now that game was literally over with 10 seconds in.
It was. Talk about setting the tone.
Yeah. That game I did not have much for eyes on it. At least in the Bills Broncos game when we were playing poker, because pretty much our poker game lasted both the length of both games. We played for 7 hours almost.
Hell yeah. We'll talk about it.
At least Broncos Bills gave us moments to all right, we're gonna pause and watch these 2 minutes here, or all right, it's overtime. We'll take a little longer break. So we had none of that in the Seahawks game. Mm-hmm. We were just like, oh, what's the score? Oh, all right, 34-6. All right.
Ah, shit. Whatever. Here we go again.
Yeah. And then it was just me like, yep, I started Charbonnet and DFS, so I'm fucked.
Yeah. The week that he didn't hawk Kenneth Walker's touchdowns.
Yeah, he just died instead.
Yeah.
Died and I went to hell.
Saturday night was a incredible proof of concept that the Seahawks have made pretty much every correct decision in handling your franchise since trading Russell Wilson. Literally, and I'm even talking about the Geno Smith days. They made every right decision there. Geno was good with them, was really good with them. They slowly built the draft. They slowly but surely retooled their team with the draft picks. They never tanked. They were always competing, whether they made the playoffs in Geno's first year with 10 wins. Last year they missed the playoffs, but they also got 10 wins. They missed it out on a tiebreaker because they lost both Rams games. And now they've continued to hit on every single draft, and they've made so many great decisions. The Darnold decision was the right one. They hired the right offensive coordinator this time with Kubiak, and it's just a proof of concept, man. Mike McDonald, incredible coach. They are legit as shit. People will only, if they win the Super Bowl, people will only flake on them because Darnold's their quarterback and not actually recognize that this is legitimately an awesome team. Now, next week, again, right now, I hate football. I don't want to be around football. I think I would rather die. But next Sunday, I will be jacked as shit to watch Niners Seahawks, or excuse me, Rams Seahawks, because I think the game's going to be incredible. And it's been the two, like I said earlier, been the two best teams in the league all season. And I'm very glad. If it wasn't going to be the Bears making the NFC title game, I'm glad we're at least getting that.
If I am, you know, Rams Seahawks as the top two teams in the league for most of the year feels right. I am maybe a little worried that, to me, the Rams have not played their best football in over a month now, maybe.
Like the Rams have kind of plateaued a bit, but the Seahawks have been
Yeah.
ever
So,
since
like,
the Seahawks came back to beat the Rams. They've continued to ascend, and
yeah,
the
they've
Rams
like
have kind of
almost had.
plateaued.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So my fear is not that the Seahawks are going to win at 41-6 next week, but I I see a world where Seattle wins it easily. I do not see a world where LA wins easily. Most likely it's going to be a good close game, but I could see Seattle. I could see them not making the Rams look silly, but I could see it not being as particularly fun and close as we would all expect and like to see. And that's okay.
I
Not every game needs to be a barn burner. We've certainly had our share of good games here in the playoffs.
agreed. I think what 4 of the 6 last week ripped. Uh, two two of the 4 this week were instant classics. The one last night was a blowout. The one to start today was just kind of hilarious.
Yeah.
If we go 1 for 2 next week, I'll be happy. And then I think the Super Bowl, if it's Patriots versus whoever, I think the Super Bowl will deliver. It'll be a banger. If the Broncos pull the upset, I do worry that they would just get blasted. Not blasted, but like I feel like they'd be able to pull off the Stidham Renaissance against New England. Maybe like I'd give them I don't think they will, but I would give them a slight shot just cuz I feel like at home that place will be going crazy. You know what I mean? The Patriots haven't bathed themselves in glory. We'll see. Maybe the Broncos, like you got to just say, Denver's defense, go win us one game. I think the Rams and the Seahawks are too good to do that against. If the Patriots get to the Super Bowl, I do think like they have enough pieces everywhere. Obviously, like the Patriots are more than a worthy AFC champion, and the Broncos
Yeah.
are too. Just without Stidham, I think they would be drawing insanely dead in the Super Bowl against Seattle or LA. The Patriots would be a really good game. Does that make
So you're
sense?
saying you wouldn't be surprised if the first play of the game is a snapped ball over Stidham's head for a safety, and we're off and running.
Yes. Yes. Bingo.
Deja
Don't
vu.
don't pass go. Don't collect $200.
43-8.
Want to guess some lines?
Quickly, sure.
Not on the record for these. Quickly, you ain't got to. Do you have to work tomorrow?
Well, I do.
Oh, okay. I
Yeah.
have to work too, but I was
And
just
I'm
curious.
I'm actually in the office tomorrow, so I'm working more than I'm leaving the house, so I would say I'm working more than I would on a
Wow.
normal day.
Wow, you actually have to leave for work tomorrow. Wow. Big
Must be
guy.
rough.
Crazy guy. What a rough life.
I know.
What a rough life you live.
Hey, I will say, best thing for me personally to come from COVID has been the ability to work from home, and
Hey,
I've built my studio to do my work in, and it's been good.
one day we will do a show from your studio. Maybe I'll just come and we'll watch the Super Bowl at your house, and then we'll do the pod in your studio after.
There we go. I used to always
Are we down
go
for
to
this?
buddies. I've always gone to buddies' houses for Super Bowls, but here lately with, a couple kids, it's like we just watch it at home. The last few years it feels like, so
Because I feel like all of the Super Bowl parties that I could potentially go to are going to be so like I was at my friend's house tonight who coaches the football team that I cover, and we had a bunch of people over, a bunch of guys, or a bunch of people. He had a bunch of people over and whatnot. But and last year that's where we watched the Super Bowl. However, I feel like we won't be down to get together to watch football for the Super Bowl after tonight because we were all kind of pretty sad. So I don't know.
Yeah. I could see that.
Though like in about 2 weeks, I'll text him and like we'll talk before then. But in 2 weeks, I'm going to send him a text, be like, I know we both hate football right now, but do we want to plan a Super Bowl party at your place? Or I'm gonna be like, what do you want to do for the Super Bowl, bro? And he'll be like, we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Maybe the Super Bowl. Maybe I'll just make the trek to Ames, Iowa, adjacent.
Maybe.
And
I wouldn't rule it out. We could make it happen.
And I will I'll just take work off the next day. Fuck it.
There you go.
We're out here.
Yeah.
Let's guess. So I didn't write any of these down. So let's guess them both, and then I'll pull up the app to find them out. Okay.
Okay.
So these are off. No record keeping here for these.
No,
this is just
we kind of. I mean, we missed those couple weeks in a row, so we just kind of
because
and you were cruising. You were pulling away. You were running away.
I had a good year. I guess I am the 2025-2026 Guest Alliance champ. So we're even.
I will concede.
We didn't do week 18 because of life. Life got in the way of the week. What would have been the week 17 Sunday night show. And then we didn't do the week 18 one either because I was sick. And then we did the show last week, but it was on Monday, so the lines had been out already. So, just craziness.
Yeah.
First game, Pats at Broncos.
I'm curious if this line's going to feel silly for it being a conference championship.
It's going to feel very weird.
But I'll go. I'm going to go Patriots 6.5 on the road.
All right, you're going to go 6.5. I swear I didn't look at these earlier, but my friend and I were talking earlier when we were together. One of the friends that was at the house, he said he was thinking, it's probably 7 or 7.5. I'm going to say 7.5. And again, I didn't look, so we're going to learn together in a minute. I'll say 7.5. I feel like that's probably fair on the road. I feel like because it's the backup quarterback, it has to at least be a touchdown. I wouldn't be shocked. I think you'll get it, though. And then the next one will be Seahawks at Rams. I never get to do this, so I'm going to guess first. Actually,
I've got my pick in my head. I'm
ready.
Okay,
so you won't change it even if we guess the same.
Yep.
I'm going to guess Seattle minus 2.5.
I'll say 3.5. That's where I was leaning.
So you think 3.5. So when these two teams played on the Thursday night game a few weeks ago in the game of the year, it was 1.5. Seattle 1.5.
Yeah, and to me, I feel like they've, like we just said, their trajectories have kind of changed a little bit. So I could see them gaining a point or two.
Mm-hmm.
2 might be a stretch, but we'll see. I'll stick with it.
Yeah,
that was my gut.
I think if both teams were even in that game, the Seahawks have continued.
The gap has widened.
The Seahawks have continued to rise, and the Rams have kind of plateaued.
Yeah. Honestly, to come out of a bye, like sometimes when teams get a bye, you don't know what you're going to get.
Mm-hmm.
They
did.
Like now, I will say, chocolates. I don't think Darnold had to do a whole lot. Jackson Smith and Jigba didn't have to do a whole lot. And I mean, Sammy was injured a little bit. So
they will have to do more on.
They will certainly have to do more next week. But no, they had they took care of business this week. So yeah, what are our answers here?
We split. I won one. You won one.
Okay.
Can you guess which one you think I won and which one you think you won?
I'll say I won Broncos. You won Rams.
That is correct.
So was it 2.5? And now were we both right on our correct pick?
I was right.
Still off by one. Or
I was right that it was 2.5.
Okay.
I was way too high. You were just a point off. It's 5.5.
Okay.
Yeah. Vegas zone. Interesting.
Feels right though. That feels where it should be.
Yeah, it should probably be somewhere between that and 6.5.
Yeah. Because I mean, sure, backup quarterback sucks. That's going to hurt you. But you haven't gotten to your. I mean, you've honestly gotten to the AFC Championship game for most of the year because your defense is really good. Sure, Bo Nix was pretty good, but he was also pretty bad at times. So, I think really good defense with a backup quarterback that doesn't turn the ball over, perhaps, hopefully. Easier said than done, as we saw this weekend. But if they can just run the ball and not turn it over and let the defense do some things, might be a recipe to be in it at the end.
On today's episode of sentences I never thought I would say out loud. It is 11:47 p.m. Central Standard Time on January 18th, 2026. And Sam Darnold is currently the favorite to win Super Bowl MVP.
That is wild. I saw something today that it showed the 5 quarterbacks, or the five highest drafted quarterbacks from the 2018 draft. I can't even remember them all, but it was Lamar, and Lamar was the 5th, and
yeah,
Sam Darnold, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, Baker, Lamar, or Baker. Shit, I know this. Sorry, give me a second. Baker, Darnold, Josh Allen, Josh Rosen, Lamar Jackson.
Oh God, Josh Rosen. Holy shit. That's a throwback.
We are 60 minutes away from Sam Darnold being the first one to make the Super Bowl.
And the post that I saw was, imagine a Jets fan waking up from a 6-year coma and seeing that Sam Darnold is the first one from this draft class to make the Super Bowl, and their pure excitement. Oh my God, that means the Jets are in the Super Bowl. Well, not exactly.
I know, it just...
I also saw, while we're bagging on the Jets, New England's defense today had more takeaways between the hours of 3 p.m. and 5:30 p.m. than the Jets had all season.
Hold on, timeout. What? Say that one more time.
The post said between the hours of 3 and 5 p.m. 3 p.m. and 5:30 p.m. today, Eastern Time, the Patriots had more takeaways than the Jets did all season.
That is true. Jesus Christ. What a world. What a... just the greatest stat. That is like single-handedly the greatest stat in sports history, that they didn't have an interceptional season.
And then I see another one, and it says, CJ Stroud strikes me as someone who determines if boiling water is hot by sticking his hand in the pot to feel it.
Oh, that's a good one.
There's another one here. It was a picture of Tua's head on CJ Stroud's body, and it said, CJ Stroud in the playoffs.
Yeah, I saw another one.
Tua.
I saw one like that too, but it was Josh Allen's head on CJ Stroud. That was funny. That got me.
Josh Allen definitely had shades of, that first game against the Texans in his playoff debut back in the day.
Always have that in him.
Yeah, the depths of hell.
And that, honestly, the craziest... here I go making it about the Bears again. The craziest part about, like, Caleb's picks, he had 5 picks in the playoffs. He had like 6 all year. He doesn't throw picks.
Same with Stroud. He had 5 in the regular season.
True, but he
wasn't great. He didn't look good still at times.
Did he missed some games. 4 picks or 5 today? He threw 4 picks today? He threw 4. But he threw 3. He had 2 or 3 last week too. He had 2, like...
Yeah, he had more in the playoffs than he had in the regular season.
Yeah.
That's wild. I don't know how that happens.
It's crazy. What a time. Last thing. How legal was this backroom gambling game you had yesterday? Was it at a casino? Was it at a house?
It was just a buddy's house.
Okay. No
Yeah.
one, nothing illegal about it. No one taking a vig.
No. Nope. Just
Okay.
all
No
of us
Chauncey
put 20.
Billups.
Nope.
No.
We all put $20 in. And if you got knocked out in the first 4 hours, you could rebuy another $20. And
Uh,
so we had 7 of us playing, and it was just a good time.
no.
I've been wanting to get back into playing a little more poker, so that was good.
No. No. Shit. No X-ray table shenanigans that you know
None.
of.
Not as far as far as I can tell, they were standard bicycle cards.
There you go.
All good.
Who or how'd you do?
I got second out of 7, so I turned 20 into 80. I was happy about that.
Not bad.
I
Now,
took
how did you play the
the
chips?
early chip lead and did not have to rebuy. I never got knocked out until the very end. The guy that beat me, I beat to knock him out earlier in the game. He
He
was able to
rebought in.
rebuy. Yeah, he rebought
Oh,
back in and he beat me later. But no, I had some good hands early and just kind of coasted with my chip stack, and then was dwindling by the end. Went all in with a face card, hoping for the best, and didn't pan out.
and then
But
you guys
it
just
was
did
fun.
a cut. You did like a cut. Whoever got first got this. Got second got
Yeah,
this.
yeah. For going in, first place was going to get X, second place was going to get X, and then once it got to the final 2, you can negotiate if you want to. But you too can decide if you want to do something. And uh, second place was going to basically get 30%. That was the default starting
Uh-huh.
point.
Uh-huh.
And so when we got to heads up, he's like, "All right, you just want to split it? I'll take 70, and you take 30." I'm like, not quite, because if I lose, that's literally what's going to happen anyway. If I'm
Uh-huh.
going to accept a negotiation, you're going to have to give me more than I would get if I lose right now."
Uh-huh.
So we didn't find any settlement, and I eventually lost going all in, and it was still fun though. And I
Any
quadrupled my money and had fun.
That's not bad. Any bad? What was snap call? That's a poker term. Snap call. What was the worst beat of the night? Not by you, by anybody, by you or by anybody.
Well, I will say it does not answer your question, but I was really happy with the way I played a hand,
Uh huh.
and he folded the winning hand to my confident bluff. I had an okay hand, but I had a feeling that his hand was just a little bit better, and I could push him around a little bit, and I had a nice chip lead to be a little bit of a bully. And then I showed him my hand.
Oh, you showed it to him too.
I
You damn,
did.
you dick.
I did.
You demon.
I was the new guy. My buddy is his coworker. So
Mhm.
I only knew my buddy there, and he invited me to the game. So yeah, I was the new guy. They all kind of knew each other, or this coworker knew him and stuff. So I was like, we're having
You
fun, having a good time, and we're busting everybody's balls. So I'm
you
like,
had to show him your ruthlessness.
I will show you this one. But no, there were a couple situations where river cards, big pot was determined by the river card, somebody getting rivered. I think somebody even got knocked out on a river card.
Mhm.
Um, but no, it was good. It's fun to get back into it. I'd like to play in some more home game tournament type deals. I've always liked the tournament format more than a cash game format,
Mhm.
because you know what you're gonna lose.
Mhm.
Cash game, it can not, it's not infinite, but there's not a cap necessarily. So that's more my style. I'm willing to go in and lose, $20 to $50 or whatever, have a couple or a few hours of fun, and if you win some money at the end, that's a good time.
And if you
Yeah,
lose,
or an even better time. Yeah, if you lose, you had a good time.
and if you lose, the money lost is the price of fun.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was good. Good to get back. Do you play at all?
I haven't in a long time.
Yeah.
I would love to. I'm definitely an amateur. I've only played at a table game like that like twice.
Yeah.
And the one time I didn't, I lost, but the other time I did moderately well. I ended up leaving with like $60.
I've always considered myself to be a pretty good player for not playing serious on a regular basis. I would say, and I think most people that I play with although we haven't played a ton in the last couple years, like we've played plenty of games over the last decade. I think most of the people I play with would probably say, "Yeah, you're probably the one that knows what you're doing the most."
Hmm.
But again, that doesn't necessarily mean anything. You got to have some luck too. But
Yeah,
I like to pride myself on being an okay player.
yeah. If I
Nothing
played
crazy, but solid.
if I played more, I'd probably have more oomph about it. But I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
There was a stretch where I was playing a lot, like Texas Hold'em on like the apps.
Oh yeah.
Not for money. I wasn't putting money into it, I swear, but it was
Yeah.
just like a game that you're playing.
Yeah. I played a little online poker back in the day, like 10 years ago
Yeah, it
when
was
I
me
was,
like
but
I
nothing crazy.
there was like a small stretch where I randomly got a kick watching poker like live. Not like live, but just like
On
going
TV?
online. Yeah, like going online and watching like some old hands and shit that would get played, like
Oh,
some stretches.
nice.
So then I got the app. This is years ago. And a couple years ago. And then I got the app and I started playing. I was like, "Oh, see if this is something maybe I can get kind of good at." And then I just kind of got bored with it.
Yeah. Well, the big poker craze of the early 2000s, like Chris Moneymaker, 2003.
Oh, Jesus, yeah.
I was 11 and I got into poker then. So like
Hell yeah.
I played, like I remember a 7th grade field trip where we went skiing for school, and I hardly did any skiing. I brought my poker chips and some of us played in the ski lodge. Not
Oh,
for
hell
money
yeah.
or anything, but we're just playing for free and having fun, and like, so yeah, I've been playing. I'm 33 and I've been playing poker for 22
2/3 of
years. Or 20, 21 years I'd say. Which is kind of crazy to think about, but
So were you did you so you were teaching them how to play Texas Hold'em when you were 11?
yeah, like 7th, 8th grade, especially
Fuck
like I
yeah.
would say 7th grade I got
What a
into it.
baller.
Yeah, I know, right? This little 5th grader and just crazy.
That's fucking awesome.
Crazy. Looking back, kind of funny to think about.
It is funny to think about, but it's all good and fun.
But
Yeah, man.
you know what? And I know I'm ready to call it a day here, but you know what we haven't talked about on the air? We haven't had a motorsport minute to chat about the new Chase.
Oh, no, we haven't. Yeah. Um I like it. I think we
I
both
give it
like
2
it.
thumbs up.
Okay.
Is it perfect? No. Is it a huge, massive, ginormous upgrade over what we've had for the last decade? Absolutely.
Do you want to know my favorite part is? No winning in.
Yeah, no winning it is good. I would have been okay with reserving like 1 to 3 spots for winners if you could win multiple races and you were in the top 20 or 25 in points.
Hmm.
For example, I would take somebody that won a race in 17th over somebody in 16th that didn't win a race. Or
That's fair.
I would take somebody in 20th with 2 wins over
Mhm.
somebody in 16th. But I wasn't complaining. I'm okay with it just being cut off on the points and calling it good. I'm good with that. I am very happy that race wins are worth more points. I thought winning the race should be 25 to 50% more points than second. And that's exactly what we got because 55 points for the winner,
Mhm.
35 points for second. You're right in that 40% ballpark. So I'm
Mhm.
happy there. I like that the point leader has after 26 races when they reset it, the point leader will have the biggest point lead that we have had since the chase began. The point
Mhm.
leader will have the biggest advantage they have ever had.
Mhm.
There's a chance that their point lead could be smaller than it was after race 26, but like 3 times in the last 5 years the 25-point lead that they will have this year going into the 27th race is actually a bigger point lead than somebody had after 26 races right now. So if you win the regular season by 1 point, 2 points, 3
Mhm.
points,
Mhm.
that's huge because you just grew it up to
Yep.
25. And that's like back in the day, 5 points was maybe one position 20 years ago. Now 25 points is literally 25 positions on the racetrack or, winning to 10th
Exactly.
or whatever. So
Yeah.
I I am a big fan of that aspect. You still reward your point leader. You may give them a bigger point lead than they had before.
It rewards winning without making it the only thing that matters.
Yes. Now, did we get some cool moments from drivers being desperate? Yes. But is it worth it? No.
No.
I'm of the opinion that a lot of that crap was sideshow bullshit that
Especially
was
when
it
you get
made it,
this
it all
type.
it, a
Yeah.
lot of that stuff made a mockery of what the sport is.
Yep.
And
Especially when you
there
get some
there
of the
was
shit that's
there
happened.
there's a line and that was crossed many, many times. So I'm happy. To me, it felt like a really good compromise. I was in the camp of I would prefer just 36 races, let the points play out how they do, reward winning even more if you want to than what we got. But I am okay with a reset. Contracts are in, and some contracts stipulate that 16 guys are in the playoffs, and you got to be one of them to get some bonuses. I understand that maybe it's hard to get away from that right now.
Mm-hmm.
It just feels like a good compromise that makes races important again for the race itself, not just I made the playoffs. Thank God we're getting rid of the term playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
It's NASCAR. We don't need a playoff. It's the chase. I'm good with that. Maybe we can get rid of overtime too and get back to calling it just green, white, checker. That one's less important, but no.
Details.
Overall, I'm
Don't you think it'll have?
on a scale of 10, 1 to 10, I'd probably say I'm an 8,
Don't you
content with
think
it.
it'll make certain races be different too? Like you won't see certain races turn out a certain way because you don't have this
Correct.
insane ass desperation to win a race.
Yep.
Certain
I
guys
think
you'll see it from, but you won't see it in other aspects. Other aspects you'll see drivers not take these crazy ass risks to just win a race. You'll see the races kind of play out in more of a normal fashion to a degree at times
yeah,
too.
and I'm really excited to see if this can cut down on some of the bullshit green white checker crash, green white checker crash, green white checker crash, green white checker crash because everybody's desperate to get that one win and they think this is their only chance to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas, you know what? 5th is okay. I don't need to be an idiot. I'd rather finish 5th than 30th. Now, if I can still be aggressive and win, I will, but I'm not going to crash. I'm not going to just dump the guy in front of me in turn 4 because I'm not going to lift and still chance it to wreck when I have zero chance of actually winning. So I am excited that hopefully we can cut down on some of just some of that crap. Um, I think this iteration of the chase should be more successful because of schedule diversity. It's already a way more diverse final 10 race schedule than we've ever had before, especially back in the late 2000s, early 20 teens when it was, 5 intermediate tracks, a short track, no road course, one plate track, just a very no diverse no diversity to the schedule. So I'm happy with that. Yeah, I I feel like I am way more excited going into this season than I have been for a while just because the championship format is not just completely stupid and contrary to what the sport should be. So I'm happy about that. I think the you can make the playoffs in 16th, but you're going to be 100 points back, almost 2 full races.
Mm-hmm.
If you finish second in 3 straight races with no stage points, like that'll get you 105 points and you're 100 points back. So you're in, but you're going to have to light the world on fire for you to even have a chance in the final 10.
Yeah, the old chase format is what made Tony Stewart doing what he did in 2011. It's what
Mhm.
made that so spectacular. Like it was 10 drivers, he was in 10th, eons back, and had to literally fucking go ham like he did, winning 5 of the 10 races to win on a
Yeah.
tiebreaker.
Yeah. And now that would be tougher because it was 12 guys, but he was at the bottom, he would have been further back.
Right.
So while it was cool what he did in the chase, his regular season was arguably really bad. He did not win a race in the regular season, and he was, I think, 10th in points. So he'd be starting near the bottom of the pack. In that situation, he'd be like probably 50 points back, whereas that year he was maybe, I'd have to go back and look, but they were the 1 point per position. I would imagine he was 20 to 30 points behind the leader, maybe. Um, so it'll be much tougher. Whereas the leader should have an advantage because he had an excellent regular season, and I like that it's not just everybody's caught up. He still has a natural lead. It may be smaller, maybe bigger.
Mhm.
But yeah, I'm excited. Looking forward to it. And yeah, we're coming down the final stretch here. What, 4 weeks from today? Daytona 500.
Dude, racing's back so fast though, like it's crazy. Like I was watching a Formula One testing like hype video last week. Just like, oh my god, this shit just ended. It's back
Yeah.
already. It's almost year round now.
Yeah, I'm excited. I've already got tickets to Kansas Speedway and Iowa Speedway this year.
Hell
Looking
yeah.
forward to getting to both of them. And I have some extra Iowa Speedway tickets if this is the year you're going to join the gang.
We'll see. We'll see if it comes up. When's the Iowa race?
The weekend of August 8th.
Oh,
I
they
can't
moved it.
remember.
Oh yeah, they did move it back.
Yeah, I
I
can't
forgot.
remember if it's 8th, 9th, 7th or what, but it's somewhere in there.
Okay. And when's the Kansas race?
That is April 18th,
Okay.
whatever that weekend is.
All right.
But I don't have extras for that one, but
No, that's
I
fine.
do,
I
I
was
do
trying to
have
think.
some. Do
I
some for
thought
Iowa.
I thought that the Iowa race was in like June or July at first, and I was like, I hope it isn't my wedding weekend.
Oh yeah, no, nope. That one's open. Planning on being there. And yeah, it was nice for Kansas. Like I've gone to 2 spring races at Kansas before. I've usually just always gone to the fall race when I go
Right.
because the spring race has always landed on Mother's Day, I think, for like the last decade. And
Hmm.
this year they moved it to mid to late April. So I'm like, I can make that work.
There you
So
go.
so me and a couple buddies, we got some tickets and we're ready to rock.
Yeah, I'm excited for the race and stuff to start. They're starting to show IndyCar ads on Fox again.
Saw
They did a
that.
funny one with Joseph Newgarden
I
holding
saw I saw him in a commercial. I didn't actually pay attention enough to watch it, but
the ones better were last year. The ones last year had were better. This one was pretty funny though.
okay.
Um, so we'll see. I'm hoping they do some ads. I know they want to. I know Newgarden is their most notable American driver because he obviously won 2 straight Indy 500s. I do hope that they, and then you want to do one with Pato, and you obviously want to do the ones with Pillow because Pillow's the best driver in this, maybe the one of the best drivers in the world. So you want to do
Yeah.
that. But I do wish I hope that they do some content to show some of like the new faces that are like David Malukas got a Penske ride. Like I would hope they do something for him, and uh man, I'm sure there's other guys that you can like kind of hype up. So we'll see.
Yeah.
But I'm excited that they fixed the IndyCar schedule a bit this year. There's not a race and then a month gap and then another race and then a month gap and then a race and then the Indy 500 and then just the rest of the shitty schedule. They actually like did a good job of making the pre Indy 500 schedule be filled out more. And I was
Oh,
like,
good.
good job. You've done well.
Yeah.
You've figured some stuff out. Now get a new car for God's sakes.
No shit. There you go.
Okay. I'm not as sad as I was 2 hours ago.
I like to have that effect on people. No, I'm
Thanks,
just
buddy.
kidding.
You're my buddy. Thank you. Next time we'll be back. We'll be discussing more football. Maybe I don't know when we'll do the probably Thursday night again. Maybe if life works out that way. We'll see. Until then, thank you for hanging out with us. Like if you like the video, if you like the video, subscribe if you really like it. Tell all your friends. Next time will be better. It'll be better next time for the Bears. I'll be okay. I'll be okay. But I'll tell you what, the podcast we do after they win the Super Bowl is gonna rip. That's all I'll say. That's all I'll say. Hopefully it's next year. All right. This has been the Educators Podcast. If you ain't got your game vest, pass the sticks, all that jazz. We'll see you guys next week. Maybe or later this week. We'll be back. Bye.